Yes lads, welcome back to the channel for another video. It is reacting to my 2021-2022 League 2 predictions. Look, I've gone through it, I've looked at them. There are some absolute stinkers in this. I've predicted some teams miles out in the League 2 table, but this is the fun part, making predictions at the start of the season, watching the season sort of evolve, and watching, you know, how your predictions are doing, and then at the end of the season thinking, right, how bad did I do? Because that's basically the sort of moral of this, is how bad did I do? And there's a lot bad. There is a lot bad in this, I must be honest. So, I'm going to get into it. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are on the road to 3k subscribers, so if we could hit that potentially before the end of the season, that would be outrageous. Before the start of next season, sorry. That would be absolutely unbelievable. So please make sure to do that. Please make sure to comment your thoughts as well in the live chat, because this is going to be as a premiere, or in the comment section of how I done, how you done maybe in your predictions. You know, you can have a go at me, say you predicted my team to be relegated and we didn't. Whatever that may be. Let's get into 24th place. We're going to go from 24th up to 1st. And I'll basically tell you who I predicted to finish each position, where they actually finished, sorry, and then the gap between the two. Let's see 24th place and relegated in my. In 24th place, I predicted Sutton United. Now, look, Sutton, in actual fact, finished 18th in the table, 16 places above where I predicted them to finish. Now, the reasoning behind this was newly promoted team. Never been at this level. I thought, right, this is going to be a step too far for them, and they ended up absolutely blowing my prediction out of the water. Nearly got the playoffs, beat us in the last few games of the season, but no, they were a good side this year. Eastman, Ajiboye, a couple of really decent players for them this year, and Sutton did play some nice football. Like I said, the game even that they played us when we beat them 3-2 at Rodney Parade, they looked dangerous, they looked energetic, they looked like they were so tenacious in their play. And look, I've got to take a massive L on that. I thought it was going to be, a step too much for them to reach the Football League and to stay in the Football League. And they not only stayed in the football in League 2, they not only stayed in there, they nearly went on and got out of it via promotion for back-to-back promotions, which would have been my prediction absolutely done. It's even done that they finished 8th, but if they went and got promoted, it would have been even worse. Let's have a look at 23rd place. I predicted Swindon Town. Now, I've got this massively wrong. Just like Sutton, Swindon did finish inside the playoffs and can still get promoted. So this one I've got even worse than Sutton, even though I predicted them around about the same sort of places, gaps in the league table to where they finished. Swindon could still get promoted. So the fact that I said that Swindon would get relegated from League 2 and the fact that they could still get promoted out of the league is going to prove whether this gets really bad in terms of a prediction. Swindon's season, it's, up and down at times. Harry McCurdy has scored a lot of goals for them. Then he got injured and, wondering where the goals are going to come from. They sort of stumbled over the line into the playoffs, Swindon, even though we beat them at their ground not so long ago. So, they've got into the playoffs. Like I said, I predicted them 23rd to go down. Let's have a look at the teams that I said were going to survive relegation from 22nd up until 13th, and then we'll have a look at the top half of the table. Swindon, massive L. I said 23rd, they finished 6th. Let's see how the rest of the table, according to my predictions, fared in the real league table. Second place, I predicted Hartlepool United. Now, I looked at Hartlepool's sort of transfer business, and I thought, I think they will stay up just because they've been here before. They know how to stay up in League 2. I know they, obviously they went down that famous moment, Jeff Stelling, if you're watching. But no, obviously, apart from that, they normally know how to stay in League 2. Apart from that season, normally they're pretty stable in the Football League. As soon as they came up, I said out of Sutton and Hartlepool will be the team that stay up. They did stay up. They didn't finish in 22nd. They finished in 17th. So, a really solid season for Hartlepool. League 2 safety season, hopefully, for them, they're going to be pushing on next season and hopefully sort of going towards the top regions of the mid-table. They'll probably be looking at, you know, a mid-table finish next season, 12th, 13th, something like that. But yeah, I got this one 5 places out. I said Hartlepool would finish 22nd, and they finished in 17th. First place, I predicted Rochdale. Now, this is the first team that I've got somewhat close. 3 places out. Rochdale did actually finish in 18th. They could have actually finished in 21st. They beat us on the final day to move them up into 18th on the final day. So, you know, maybe if they would have lost to us and results would have, you know, went against them, they may have actually finished in 21st. So I'm not going to take a win on that one because it's still, you know, it is still 3 places. But I'm going to take a sort of a bit of a W for that, because I think I nearly got it close and probably could have got it spot on if we would have actually done a job and beat them. But, you know, who cares? So like I said, I predicted Rochdale to finish in 21st. They finished in 18th. A couple of really good players for them. Connor Grant and Matt Doan played a big part in keeping Rochdale in League 2. I did think there was a chance at times that they could go down, but in the end it was sort of safety for them. 18th place finish. I predicted 21st. Still 3 points out is better than the 18 or the 16, whatever it was for Swindon. Place, I predicted Oldham Athletic. Now, I'm going to take a L on this one, I will. They did only finish 3 points out from my prediction, but they did get relegated. Oldham relegated out of the League 2, out of the Football League. So that's why I'm going to take more of a loss on this one. The fact that I said they would stay up and they've gone down. That's what it's about. It's about, do I think they're going to stay up? What do they stay up? And that'll, you know, sort of give a decent prediction saying that I think they would have stayed up. But yeah, Oldham, a lot of troubles off the pitch. I think a lot of the reasons to why they did go down was the sort of whatever was going on with the owners. The players, you know, are not really there. The mindset's not there at the club because of the ownership. And they're a massive club, Oldham. I think they'll struggle in the National League next year. I think it's going to be a long couple of years for Oldham. Maybe they need new ownership, something like that. But like I said, I predicted 20th and League 2 safety. But in fact, they did go down in 23rd place. I predicted Scunthorpe United. Now again, only 5 points off from my prediction of 19th. But they did finish rock bottom of League 2, even losing on the final day 7-0 to Bristol Rovers to send Bristol Rovers to League 1. I'm going to hold my hands up and say this was a unreal shambles, basically. This was awful from me. I said they were going to finish 19th, and I think I actually said in the video they might have a bit of a solid season, just staying in the league, taking a few scalps off a few teams. But no, it was nothing like that. They got battered pretty much every week, Scunthorpe. An awful team this year. However, I think they could come back up. I think League 2 was just a stretch for them this year. They were absolutely awful, like I said, losing 5-0 at times, 7-0 even. There was a few others in there as well. I think they might have even lost 6-0. So they did get battered pretty much every single week, Scunthorpe. Like I said, I thought they would stay up. They finished rock bottom. There needs to be some accountability at that football club after the season that they've had. 19th, but they finished rock bottom. 24th place, I predicted Barrow. Now, Barrow actually finished in 22nd, 1 place above the drop zone. I know it's 4 places, you know, away from my prediction, but I'm actually going to say I'm not too sort of angry / annoyed with that one, because I said they would stay up. They have stayed up. Yes, it was, you know, only just, but I thought at times that you could see why Barrow were down there. They, you know, at times they were awful, but at times they just sort of stuck together. I think a lot of the reason why they stayed up was Phil Brown knows how to sort of re-galvanise a squad that has been dismantled through the previous manager or through, you know, lack of confidence, basically. And Phil Brown sort of regurgitated that squad, got the togetherness, got the confidence and belief in the players again. And I think that's the reason why they stayed up. So I said 18th for Barrow. It was 22nd, like I said, 4 places off. But the fact that I said they would stay up, and they have, I'll take a mini win for that. Place, I predicted Harrogate Town. The Yorkshire side had a very good season last year. Last season I predicted them to get relegated because they just came up last season, and they didn't. They surprised me. They stayed up. and at times it looked like they could get playoffs and even top half. This season I said, right, I'm not going to make mistakes what I've done last year. I predicted them to finish 17th and stay in the league. They finished 19th, only 2 places off. Like I said, still 2 places out, but these sort of positions where I'm getting it 1, 2, 3 places I'm happy with. It's just the 16, the 17s, they hurt, the 10s even. So, you know, those ones do hurt the ones that I'm massively out on. But Harrogate, successful season, second season, staying in League 2. They're going to want to push on that again. Jack Muldoon, I said it last year, I said it this year. Jack Muldoon is a very, very pivotal player for Harrogate this season and was last season as well. You know, recruitment will be key for Harrogate in the summer to see who they bring in to try and get them to challenge mid-table or push on even further. But yeah, 17th I predicted, they finished 19th. Place I predicted Stevenage. Now, Stevenage did finish 5 places below that in 21st. Alex Ravel didn't work for Stevenage. They brought in, you know, someone to try and get over the line in Steve Evans. Stevenage have always been a team that have been have always been, you know, trying to stay up, fighting relegation, and this season wasn't anything except from that. Like I said, I predicted them to finish 16th. They did finish 21st, so I still said they would stay up, but again, I'm not going to take a massive, you know, W on that, because I thought they would push on towards mid-table, and they didn't. It was a, you know, sort of a relegation scrap. Elliot List, very, very good player. Elliot List is for Stevenage and probably one of the shining lights from this season. He's a very good player. Quick, agile, strong, physical. I like Elliot List, and Stevenage fans have been, you know, begging that he stays, basically, because, you know, if they do want to push on next season and push on for mid-table or even further than that, then Elliot List has got to be a main part of that. But like I said, only 5 points up, 5 places off. I still said they would stay up. At least is not saying they would get promoted and they've only just stayed up. I predicted Port Vale. Now I can hear you screaming at your screens. But Mike, they were in the playoffs. Yes, Port Vale finished 5th, 10 places off my prediction. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be totally honest. I didn't see this surge from Port Vale. I didn't think they would be sort of a playoff team. If I'm truthfully honest, Darryl Clark has done absolutely madness at Port Vale this season, and obviously he's had bereavement in his family and stuff like that, so he's not been able to take over the last few games. I'm not sure how long it's been, but he is back for the playoffs. So, you know, for Port Vale, what a story this would be for Port Vale to get promotion to League One, back to League One. Obviously they were there a long time ago with the goals of Tom Pope. Obviously he's not there obviously now, but like I said, I predicted 15th for Port Vale. I didn't see this coming. I didn't see them challenging the playoffs or, you know, challenging promotion. They're in 5th. I think they only finished like 4 or 5 points off the top 3, so they could have got automatically promoted, which would have been, you know, so even big. I think that win that we had against them at Port Vale probably sort of dented that hope. But yeah, I predicted 15th. They finished in 5th. I predicted Crawley Town. Now, Crawley Town actually finished in 12th place. I'm happy with this one. I said mid-table. They finished mid-table. This is the only one where I could say I'm fully happy with. I knew Crawley weren't going to go down. I knew they weren't going to get playoffs. They're just a sort of weird team to predict, Crawley. You know, you'd expect them to always be in the league. Now, they don't look like they're ever going to be going down. They don't look like a team that would go down. They've got some very good players. Nadesan, Franchiletti at the back as well. You know, they have got a really good team, Crawley, and well, not really good, but a team that is always going to be stable, secure in League 2. And I like the way they play. I like the style of football they had. They beat us at Rodney Parade on Good Friday, which don't remind me of. It wasn't too good for us. But no, like I said 14th. They finished 12th. I knew they were going to be in mid-table. I didn't see them going up, didn't see them going down. I knew it was going to be mid-table obscurity for Crawley Town, so I'm happy with that one. 14th, and they finished 12th. And the last of the bottom half of the Sky Bet League 2 table, I predicted Northampton Town. Now, they actually finished in 4th and only missed out on promotion on the final day. Very, very good team, Northampton. I like Northampton a lot. They've got a real good system. I like the way that club is run at the moment. Like I said, I actually mentioned this on the stream I was doing the other day. I love the system where their fullbacks are bombing on, pushing forward, and then their strikers are used as sort of inside forwards to basically basically overload the defence in the opposition half. So I really like the way Northampton play. I predicted 13th. I thought mid-table. I didn't, again, same as Port Vale, I didn't see a promotion surge coming from Northampton Town, to be truthfully honest. They finished in 4th. Very nearly could have got automatic promotion if it wasn't, for Scunthorpe being crap and conceding 7 to Bristol Rovers. But I have to take an L on this one again. I said 13th. They finished inside the playoffs in 4th, 9 places above my prediction. I predicted that Mansfield would be inside the top half. The only reason being is because I know Mansfield are a strong team for this league. They've got a brilliant manager in Clough. They've got some excellent players. They re-strengthened their team in January, if you like, with the likes of Nathan Bishop on loan from Man United. They also brought in Longstaff on loan from Newcastle. So, a very strong squad, Mansfield. They're always in the top half, apart from a couple of seasons ago, where they really plummeted to like 18th, I think it was, and they had an absolute shocker. I predicted Mansfield to finish in 12th, and they actually finished in 7th. They managed to get a playoff place. Look, the last time they were in the playoffs, they lost to us in the semi-finals. Sorry to remind you, Mansfield fans, but look, Mansfield are a strong team. Over 3 games, which the playoffs is, the 2 legs for the semi-finals and the final, I'd actually fancy them. Over 3 games, I think their man management of Clough, the players they have in that team, very capable of going to win the playoffs. In terms of my prediction, at least I got them to finish inside the top half. I said 12th, they finished in 7th. I predicted the Bantams, Bradford City. I thought that they would get inside the top half. They did look really shaky towards the start of the season. They brought in Mark Hughes, steadied the ship. They did finish 14th in the end in the League 2 table. I predicted 11th. They finished 14th, so just in the bottom half in real life, but I predicted them to get inside the top half. Again, it's only 3 places, and it's not like I've predicted them to get playoffs or anything, so I know it's 3 points, but look, at the start of the season, I would have been miles off, because I think they were like 19th, 20th after like 5 games, or whatever it was. And they really were struggling for form and struggling to pick up wins. They get Mark Hughes in, and he steadies the ship for them, and hopefully for their fans it'll be a more successful season next year. But yeah, I said 11th for Bradford City, 14th. A lot of very good players at Bradford. I'm presuming Mark Hughes will stay for the summer, get some better players for this league, maybe some players that have been released by League One clubs. And possibly when I'm doing this in the summer or towards the start of the season in August, I may be looking at a playoff place for Bradford, depending on what transfer business they do. Of course, that's always key about the transfers that they bring in, people they let go, etc., etc. 11th place prediction for Bradford. They finish in 14th. I predicted Colchester United, and Colchester United finished in 15th, 5 places lower than what I predicted. I don't know what's going on with Colchester. They had that great season, got to the playoffs in the year of obviously the pandemic, where it was points per game. They got into the playoffs, lost to Exeter over 2 legs, and just haven't really gone back to that form really. Look at the squad they've got. They've got Akinde, they've got Freddie Sears, they've got Skuse, they've got a lot of Miles Kenlock as well. They've got a lot of former Ipswich players. And they've got a very good squad for this level, and it's quite weird to see why they're struggling so badly. 15th is not a struggle, but when you consider the players they have, they should be at least challenging for the playoffs. I don't know if there's any problems with the club at Colchester. I predicted them to finish inside the top half and a couple of places off the playoffs, and they actually finished in 15th. So I'm going to take that one as a sort of L, because when I done these predictions in the summer, I generally thought they could push on for a playoff place in 10th, but it's just not to be for Colchester. Let's have a look who I've got to miss out on the playoffs with the last couple of spots. I predicted Walsall. Now, a lot of people predicted Walsall to finish quite highly this season. Obviously, bringing in Josh Labadie from us, went and made him captain. I think that was a massive, massive statement, to go and make Josh Labadie a captain of Walsall after just signing from us, and we obviously took their former captain in James Clark, so it was like a captain swap sort of thing. I thought that signing was massive for them. Not take it, but taking a massive player out of our team and strengthening theirs was a solid move to do. To be fair, as as part of Walsall, I thought that is going to be the leapfrog that gets them pushing towards the playoffs. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs because ultimately I just didn't think they had the squad depth for it. Connor Wilkinson up front as well is an unbelievable striker for this level. He scored against us when we played them, I think it was on New Year's Day, when that 3-3 draw. And then they brought in Mike Flynn. They brought Mike Flynn in, and I thought, right, they're going to get playoffs now because Michael Flynn has a knack of getting the playoffs with us, and I thought he's going to do it with them. It wasn't to be. They did actually finish in 16th, which was a very low sort of positioning for them. Look, I'll take a massive L on this one. Again, I thought they would be up there, and they just weren't. Maybe next season when I do this again, with the Michael Flynn factor, we may be pushing them up towards the playoffs, but I got that one wrong. 7 places off. They finished in 16th, and I predicted that. I predicted not to make the playoffs was Tranmere Rovers. Now, Tranmere, like Mansfield, like a couple of other teams that, further up the table in my predictions, I just thought another solid team, another playoff run potentially. I predicted 8th, and they actually finished in 9th, so I'm massively happy with this one. Only 1 place off. I said they were going to miss out on the playoffs in 8th. They've missed out on the playoffs in 9th. So, even though it's 1 place, it's basically the same prediction because I said they'll miss out on the playoffs, but they'll finish inside the top 10, which they did. Again, another strong side. They've got some very good players. Sam Foley, the squad is glittered. Jay Spearing. There's a lot of sort of experience, but a lot of talent in that Tranmere squad. And I am a bit confused to why they haven't got promoted. They have so many chances. They were in the top 3. Like us, basically, they were in the playoffs a large part of the season and just tailed off towards the end of it. Like I said, the whole club of Tranmere have been up in League One only recently, a couple of years ago, when they obviously beat us in the playoff final. They've been in the National League playoffs. They're consistently up there in the top 10 in pretty much any league that they're in, apart from obviously when they did go up to League One. Be interesting to see what business they do in the summer to push them onto that next level. But I said Tranmere to finish 8th. They finished in 9th. And to take the final playoff place in my predictions, 7th going up to 4th, I predicted Carlisle United. Now, Carlisle United were top of the league last season for a lot of the time. I think they were top at Christmas, or they were up there basically. And then when they had all those game in hands, it just fell off, and sort of the wheels fell off. Carlisle, I think Keith Millen got sacked, or I think that might have been this season. And Paul Simpson came in this season and sort of re-galvanised Carlisle, got the belief back, got the confidence back in the players. Amari Patrick has been excellent for them this season. Mark Howard in goal has basically kept them in League Two. And like I said, I predicted 7th, and they finished 13 places lower in 20th place in the league. A prediction that I'm not happy with whatsoever. I will take this as probably the worst one. The fact that I was so confident they would take that playoff place, and that they nearly went down as well, which would have been a catastrophe for this prediction if they would have gone down, and I really would have been crying basically. But no, in all seriousness, I can, sort of understand where I went wrong with this, but Carlisle finish in 20th after my prediction of 7th. Sorry, Carlisle fans. I went with Leyton Orient. Now, I predicted Leyton Orient to finish in 6th, and they finished 7 places lower in 13th. Again, one that I'm not happy with. The fact that I said they would get into the playoffs, and the fact that they've not even got into the top half is the more disheartening one for me. Leyton Orient is a difficult one because, again, just like Walsall, a lot of people expect them to push on and push up in the league. A very well-oiled team with a couple of really good players. They've got Smith up top. They've got Darren Prattley in midfield. There is a lot of sort of quality in that Leyton Orient team, and the fact that they've finished so lowly in 13th, I think they ended with like a +4 goal difference or whatever it was as well. So, you know, they've not been battered every week. They've just been unlucky in games when they conceded late, or, you know, where they should be getting a point and they've lost, or they should be winning and they've got a point. Just inconsistency is the reason why Leyton Orient are not in a playoff place. I predicted 6th. They finished in 13th. I predicted Newport County. Yes, I know. Biased, yes. Was I optimistic? Yes. We actually finished in 11th. I don't want to, you know, sort of go on about this because, you know, the Newport position could be talked about for a long, long time. I looked at it, I thought, right, playoff final last season, we've improved with our team. Yes, Josh Labadie has left. Yes, a couple of other players have left, but we've brought in the likes of Ollie Cooper on loan, Finn Azaz on loan. You know, as soon as Dom Telford started scoring, I was like, right, okay, maybe we've got something now. We've got a team. Courtney Baker-Richardson as well. I think the re-signing of Joe Day was an excellent bit of business. Courtney Senior, if he didn't get that injury, would have helped us massively in a promotion sort of push. The more annoying thing is the fact that we were 3rd in the league with like 7 games to go, and just completely and utterly bottled it. I'll put my hands up and say we bottled it. We really did. We were in a position of so much security. We had games against Crawley, Colchester, Hartlepool at home, Rochdale at home. Win all 4 of them. We're possibly you know, automatically promoted. I can't remember the points gap between us and 3rd, but you know, it was a disappointing end to the season. The last sort of month of the season just felt hard to sort of watch because the season was over. But yeah, it is what it is. I predicted us to finish in 4th. We did 5th. Sorry, we did finish in 11th, 6 places off. It's going to be interesting what we do next season. Really is going to be interesting next season. But I got us 6 places out from where we actually finished. And to take the final playoff place, I predicted the Vegans, Forest Green Rovers. I said Jamil Matt, Nicky Cadden, Matty Stevens, Ebu Adams. The list goes on of the players that they have at that club. I thought they were going to finish 4th. I generally said when I made these predictions at the start of the season, they'll miss out on the automatics by a couple of points. How wrong was I? Forest Green Rovers won the League 2 title on the final day ahead of Exeter on goal difference. Jamil Matt, Matty Stevens scored the goals that were needed to take Forest Green into League 1. You know, Nicky Cadden was getting assists. Ebu Adams was just solid in midfield. The whole team at Forest Green was just all well organised. They were well oiled. It was a perfect system and a perfect structure to get out of this league. I've criticised Forest Green for sort of pumping money into trying to get into League 1 and get out of League 2. They finally got out of the league. How they'll do next season is undecided at the moment. I predicted them to finish 4th, and they did actually go and win the league in 1st. 3 places off, but congratulations Forest Green, I guess. I predicted Exeter City. Bang! I'll take this. Exeter finished 1 place above in 2nd. So I did predict Exeter City to get promoted out of League 2 via the automatic promotion. I do not care. I'm going to take that and absolutely run because I never normally correctly predict a promotion team or a relegation team. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to hold the W and I'm going to run to the summer with it because I predicted Exeter to finish 3rd in the table. I thought they were going to be good enough. I thought, you know, they're not going to go through the playoffs this time. They're actually going to finally go up via the automatic promotion places. And look, they were one of the best teams in the second part of the season. They were miles beyond Forest Green, I think in like December, and somehow they managed to catch them and nearly overtake them on the final day, which is some achievement. Matt J, what a player. He was absolutely fantastic for them this season. Scored a goal against us as well. Nombe is a very good player for them. And they were just very good this season. They deserved to get promoted. And like I said, congratulations to Exeter. I predicted you to finish in 3rd. You actually finished 1 place above in 2nd. I had 2nd place to be Bristol Rovers. Again, thank you. 2 predictions in a row that I've got basically correct by 1 point. I said Exeter would finish 3rd. They finished second. I said Bristol would finish second. They finished third. Again, a very successful season for Bristol Rovers. A lot of players were signed in the summer. Harry Anderson, obviously they had Aaron Collins there. Brett Pittman was obviously there at the start of the season. A massive squad basically for Bristol Rovers. And at the start of the season they struggled. I think when we played them at the Memorial Ground, they were like 16th, 17th at the time. A bit like Bolton from last season, slow sort of starters in the league. But when Bristol Rovers got started, wow, did they get started. You know, they beat Scunthorpe 7-0 on the final day to clinch automatic promotion to League One. Going back to League One at the first time of asking. A very solid team. Joey Barton, whatever you may think of Joey Barton, you know, he's managed to get that Bristol Rovers team playing to a tune, playing to his system, and they look very good at the moment. They really do. I predicted them to finish in second, and they actually finished in third. I predicted to win the Sky Bet League 2 title were the team from Manchester, Salford City. I said that Salford City were going to win the league. Yeah, that didn't work out very good. The signings they made, absolutely unbelievable. Matthew Smith in midfield. Just an overall massive squad for this level, and a squad that is very experienced for this level. In the end, they crumbled. They did finish 9 places lower than my prediction in 10th. I think if they don't go up next season, I don't think they're going to go up for a long, long time. They've pumped so much money into this. Where it went wrong is just the lapse in concentration in the big games. I think they lost to Exeter when they needed to win. I think they lost to Mansfield when they needed to win. And in the end, they were nowhere near the playoffs towards the end of it. I know they finished only a few points off the playoffs in the end, but in terms of performance, it just didn't look like they were ever going to get playoffs. I did predict them to win the league, of course. I'm going to take that L, I have to. Quite a lot of people probably predicted them to win the league just due to the fact that they spent the money, they have the squad and stuff like that. But they finished 9 places lower in 10th place. Those are my 2021-2022 Sky Bet League 2 prediction reaction. Some absolute shockers, but some very tight ones and some very good predictions there. I got 2 out of the 3 automatic promoted teams, which I'll definitely take. Got none of the relegation places. I got none of the teams in the playoffs, which is irritating. But yeah, I'll take that. I will massively take that. I didn't think that I would do so good in getting 2 out of the 3 promoted automatic promoted teams, and obviously Forest Green I said would go up via the playoffs, so I could get 3 out of the 4 teams promoted to League One. If you have enjoyed this video, please absolutely smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel, and let me know your thoughts of where you predicted certain teams. Do you think I was properly wrong? And if you do feel offended with where I originally put your team, don't feel offended. It is just my opinion. I will be doing one of these for the 2022-2023 Sky Bet League 2 season, but that will be after a lot of transfers. I'll probably do that a week before the League 2 season gets underway. Please make sure to smash a like I said. I will see you in the next one for a rating of all the fans that have come to Rodney Parade this season. I'll speak to you later. Thanks for watching. Go up the county.